How's it going?
Hey, everybody.
Hi,
Good.
Stuart, Veronica. Are you there?
Hey. Jimmy.
How's everything?
Good. It's okay. Not Friday yet.
Yeah. We watched Dougie do his spiel. Painful.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Man, that man knows how to not answer a question like nobody's business.
Yeah.
All right, let me get my shit together here.
You mean it's almost like Dougie's a politician about avoiding answering questions?
I was gonna say.
No,
His name now, in my opinion, it's Heavy D.
Yeah.
No, they when the teacher made the announcement that the stay-at-home order was going to be another 2 weeks, and literally the kids started a "COVID sucks" chant. Like they're just done. They're completely done.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Yeah, the kids. I feel like the kids checked out honestly like months ago. They have no faith in what's right anymore.
Well, it's kind of funny because like it's gone from the kids will be there wearing the uniforms and everything because like his school's on camera,
Right.
and then like slowly kid by kid it's like I can't even bother with uniform now.
Yeah.
Like some of them are just turning up in pajamas now. It's like, yeah, we don't care anymore, we're done.
And teachers that they're just happy that the child showed up. Like,
yeah, and these are 6 and 7 year olds, so when that age is given up,
oh yeah. I see it with our high school kids, like our varsity kids. You can see like on their faces, they're just done. Like, and like you said, at that young age when they're done, like, oof, it's gonna be a hard thing. I bet you all of them can't wait for summer, but at the same time, they don't know what to actually look forward to for the summer, right? Like all of us, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That their teacher said, "Hey, it's going to be for 2 more weeks."
Yeah.
And then their response, "That means we can come back in 2 weeks' time." Like,
yeah,
they just want to be back there now.
Yeah,
so
like they're almost. I feel like the kids are actually would be happier to almost be in school than to go straight to summer. Like if they're just like, you know what, we're gonna go to school for 1 week and then go to summer. I bet you they'd be stoked to do that. Like, like they just want to be able to see other people at this point. So as much as all of us want to as well, right? So
yeah.
All right, friends. There's supposed to be a couple other people, but we'll just let them kind of trickle in. So today you will need a PVC pipe of some kind, and then some type of like band, preferably like a TheraBand or something around this size. I have no clue where I put my TheraBand, so I'm just gonna use one of these ones for now, or even like the long one. Just tie a knot, so that's roughly about that size-ish. Cool. All right, so we'll start though. We're going to start with some functional range conditioning, some FRC stuff through our shoulders. So what we'll start, we'll just stand and we'll just start opening up our shoulders first. As normal. Start moving them around here. Good, let's go forward swings. Good, go backward swings. Good. Let's see coordination. We all do these in the classes. Both hands up, one hand forward, one hand backwards if we can. I like to think starting at the top, and then slowly let one drop forward, one drop backwards, and then meet back at the top. And if not, that's totally okay, no worries. Okay, let's grab our PVC. Go nice and wide here. We're going to go for 5 figure eights on one side, and then 5 on the other side. Good. From here, we're going to have our pull on the outside of our arm here. Arm's going to come up, grab that pull. So that pull should be through here. And then we are going to lift up on that pull. Just like so. Getting some external rotation of our shoulder here. Good. Release. Just for a second here. Then we'll go back into that same side. Go in 3, 2, 1. Grab it. Good. Switch sides here. Oh, I didn't realize, Stu, you only have a band right now. Okay. Well, at least you're making it work. That's still the same movement, so that's good. Just getting that rotation. Good. Release for a second. And back into it. Three, two, one. Good. Then with our pull, we're gonna have it on the ground here, out in front of us, and we're just gonna get our lats while we're at it with the pull. Lats and thoracic here. You can do this against a wall as well. You want to just press your hands up against a wall. Same thing here. Thinking dropping your chest through, dropping the head through. Good, and slowly find your way back up. Good. Go ahead, toss that off to the side. Go through our FRC of our shoulders here. Okay, so start with one hand, start with our left hand. Right hand's gonna make a fist. And the left hand, I want you to think as if you're underwater here, and you gotta kind of like push through that sludge, right? So like super, super hard. You gotta basically flex through that arm the whole time, okay? So here we go. Rotate that hand out in front of you, so palms forward. Good. Arm's gonna come very slowly all the way across and up our body. Good. Palms should be facing up here. Good. Hand's gonna come up. Make sure your sternum's not rising here. Okay, so your sternum right here, make sure that's not rising. Good. Hand's gonna start rotating out. It's gonna come back behind you as it keeps rotating. Good. Your palms should be facing now, when your hand's by your side, your palms should be facing out towards the side. Good. Hand's gonna come back behind you and start rotating as it comes back and over. Make sure your sternum again is staying nice and flat. Palm should be facing out this way now. Good. Palm now rotates up towards the ceiling. Back out in front, across, and down. Good. Shake out that arm. If you were flexing through it, it should feel like you need to shake it out. So these are really good ones to get full, complete range of motion and all the different kind of turns of our hand. Okay, so good. Let's switch to our our right hand. So left side makes a fist. Right hand slowly rotates out. Palms now forward. Hand comes up and across. And above. Again, making sure that the sternum stays nice and flat here. Good. Hand rotates out as it starts going back behind us. Good. Palm should be facing out that direction. Good. Hand comes back behind us nice and slow here as it rotates back around. Sternum stays down. Good. All the way above us. palm facing up here as it comes in front and back down. Good. Shake it that arm. Cool. From here, guys, we're going to go into our sleeping stretch. We normally will do like all of these ones, the internal, externals. Those ones you can do throughout the day at home and all that stuff. So for those that don't know, it's just internal rotation, external rotation. You can do 5 to 10, 15 of those throughout the day, and it'll help open up the shoulder for internal and external. Okay, so next one we're going into here is our sleeper stretch. Okay, so we're starting on our side here. Elbow is going to be perpendicular to the rest of my body, so at like a 90 degree out in front of me. And then from here, I'm opening up my hand. Okay, my thumb, what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about getting my thumb to my belly button. Okay, so that hand's going to essentially rotate down towards my belly button. Okay, so I'm thinking going in towards my belly button. What we're going to do here, and I'll explain this one before we start so it's not totally on the fly here, but what's going to happen is we're going to come down, and then I'm going to have you press this top hand onto the bottom hand, and you're going to hold for 10 seconds, okay? Once we're done those 10 seconds, what you're going to do is you're going to press this bottom hand up into the top hand, okay? So going the opposite direction, pressing up into it, almost as if you're doing external rotation for about 10 seconds. Then we'll release the top hand, and then on your own, you'll take the bottom hand and bring it down towards the belly button, okay? Does that kind of make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that kind of makes sense. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, here we go. So again, thumb trying to go towards the belly button here. So hand coming down. Good. We'll take our top hand, place it on our bottom hand as we press in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing up with the bottom hand into the top hand. You're gonna press harder and harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then release the top hand and bring the bottom hand down. Getting to where you can here. 3, 2, 1. Good. So that's helping with our internal and external rotation further. Okay. The idea there is, I don't know if you guys have ever done the trick where you're like in a door frame and like you'll push your hands against the door frame like really hard for like 30 seconds, then you walk out from the door frame and then your hands kind of like open up. I don't know if you guys have ever done that. That's kind of the idea, that the muscles are pushing in certain directions, and then basically on your own you'll do the opposite in that case. Okay. All right, here we go. On to our other side. Again, palm is open, thumb trying to go towards the belly button here, okay? Here we go. Going down. Press that top hand down on it to get nice and firm into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up into the top hand. 3, 2, 1. Release the top hand. Let the bottom hand do all the work. 3, 2, 1. And relax. Good, guys. Awesome. Next part we're going to go through. We're going to grab our bands now that our shoulders are a little bit more warmed up here. Grab our bands. Where'd my band go? Alright, so we're going to take a band of kind of this thickness. What do I got there? Hopefully Fiona has a band. Hopefully, Alanda, do you have a band of any kind? Oh, it's disappeared. So you just need kind of some type of band of some sort here, okay? We're going to start with the band around our wrists. Okay, we're getting the activation of our scapula here, so helping with our shoulders being nice and set properly. So we're going to start, let me come closer for you guys. We're going to start with our shoulders pulled back and down as if they're going into our pockets. And then from here, elbows are tucked by the sides. And then I want you to think about pulling the shoulder blades back, so retracting the shoulder blades as you open the wrists. Okay, we're going to hold for 3 seconds and then release. Going for 10 reps here. And just go into where you can, obviously. Elanda, do you have a band at all? No? Okay. Um, there's somewhere else? Okay, I think you're on mute right now, so I can't hear you, unfortunately.
I have one upstairs.
Okay, these won't take that long, so it's your choice if you want to grab one or hang tight for a bit.
I could do that one later.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah,
can do that later.
they're just basic activation exercises through the back shoulders. What you can do in the meantime is you can take your hand, place them behind your back, okay? And you can go for your shoulder rolls. Just keep opening them up for now. Good, guys. Once we're done those 10 reps, we're going to take our hands this time. We're going to bring the elbows up, okay? And this time we're going to push the elbows back and then try to open the hands wide, okay? You're going to feel that tension through the posterior shoulder big time, okay? So elbows go wide as the shoulders retract, and then open the hands wide, like making like a V or W, and come back to center. Elbows wide, hands wide. Back to center, back to center. Definitely feel these through the shoulders. Anybody who says that you can't grow your shoulders over quarantine is completely lying to you, because it's totally possible, especially if you have just one of these, because you will get a pump on real quick. Tammy, is that a tensor band, or what is that? Or is it a metal? It looks like a metal.
It's a medal.
It's a metal. Okay, okay. So for my friends that don't have bands, let me know at the end of class, and then I will get a band sent to you guys. Because we have so much of that TheraBand stuff that we can easily get that sent to you guys. Good. Once you've done roughly 8 to 10, you throw it off to the side. Just basic activation exercises through the shoulders today. Nothing too crazy. Just really kind of focusing, because a lot of time, like I said, we're spending a lot of time at desks, hunched over or whatnot, sitting all day. So it's really good to make sure that those shoulders open up nicely for ourselves, okay? So do those things. I would say 3 sets of like 10 of those. I prefer to do them throughout the day. I don't like the idea that you do it just once a day. I know saying throughout the day is quite a lot, but I like to think for every hour that you spend sitting at a desk, you should spend at least 5 to 10 minutes worth of stretching or activation or something of that kind, okay? That seems like a crazy thing when you look at an 8-hour day. You look at how long that takes. A half hour is a great amount to start with, okay? So let's get into our stretching stuff here. So we'll start in a nice tabletop here. And then from here, we're thinking of turning the elbow pits towards in front of us. And then from here, we're going to go into some, geez, I just forgot the name, bird dogs. And just getting activation through the core. And then we'll go through our cat-cows to open the spine, okay? So from here, we're going to kick the heel back of our left foot and reach forward with our right hand. Hold for 3 seconds. Good. Bring to the other side. Kick the right heel back, left hand forward. Reaching out far. Good. Switch sides. Left heel back, right hand forward. Good. Switch sides. Right heel back, left hand forward. Good. Switch sides. Last side. Each. Left heel back, right hand forward. Good. And final one. Right heel back, left hand forward. Good. Working on that stability of our hips, keeping ourselves nice and flat there, okay? From here, let's go into our cat-cows. We're going to do 6 total here. So let's start with the cat, rounding up the back towards the ceiling. Good, and back down, drawing the stomach towards the ground and trying to look upwards here. Good, back into cat pose. Pressing through the shoulders, through the scap. Good, back down to a cow. Drawing that stomach, looking up. Good, bring it right back to the top. And back down. Good. Sit back on your feet here for a second. Just open up the shoulders. Make sure the shoulders, because now that you activated them a ton, sitting on them at a tabletop can get tiring. Good. Okay. From here, we're going into our down dog. Nice down dog. Drawing the heels towards the ground. If the heels are touching, I want you to step a little bit further back. We want to get a nice stretch out of our calf muscles here, our Achilles, and most important when you're doing these, if you are someone where your arcs in your feet tend to kind of collapse, try to force making yourself have a nice arc and then stretching the calf. Good, from here we're going to step the right foot to the outside of both hands. We are not dropping the knee this time, okay? We're not dropping that back knee. So the back knee is going to hover. From here, left hand stays planted. Right hand's going to reach up towards the ceiling. We're going to hold that. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. You can drop that left knee. And then you're going to let that right knee slowly kind of fall to the side a little bit here. Good. If you'd like, you can come down to your elbows. Get a little deeper in that stretch. Good. Back to your hands. Good. Then you're going to come into a more narrow lunge. And then I want you to think of taking your hips and tucking them under. So you're thinking about really tucking them under, squeezing the hip here, or squeezing the glute, and you should feel a stretch through that left hip flexor area, okay? Should feel a stretch right through that side there. Good. From here, this one's a little challenging for us, but we're going to straighten out that front leg. We're going to sit back slightly, and then we're going to place our hands on the ground, lean forward so that we get a stretch out of our hamstring right here. Just leaning forward to where you can. Not all of us are going to be able to get into the same spots, and that is totally okay. We're all different body shapes and sizes and whatnot, so certain shapes are a little bit harder for each of us. Good. Come on up out of that. Good. Place the hands back on the ground. Kick that right foot back. Going back into a down dog. Good. Really pressing through. Good. Left foot steps forward. Right knee does not go to the ground. Right hand stays planted while left hand reaches up and rotates towards the ceiling. Good. Hand comes back down. You can let that left or that right knee drop to the ground. That left knee can kind of drop to the side just slightly. If you'd like, you can come down to your elbows here. Option there for you. Good, guys. Back to your hands here. You're going to come into a more narrow lunge. And then you're thinking again about tucking your pelvis underneath, squeezing that butt, and then driving the hips just slightly forward. You'll feel that stretch through that right hip flexor. Good. Release that stretch. And you're going to straighten out this left leg. Left leg is going to straighten out. You're going to sink forward, putting your hands on the ground. If you need to push your hips back a little bit, feel free here. As you draw your chest towards that hamstring and knee, getting a good stretch out of that left hamstring. Good, guys. Go ahead and release that. Good. We're going to come on down to our butts here. Good. From here, we're going to take our right leg. Okay, right leg is going to be in front of us. Left leg is going to come over, so our left foot is going to come over that right knee. If that is too difficult, you can straighten out this leg. Okay, you can straighten out that right leg. Totally up to you there. From here, you're going to take your opposite elbow of the knee that's up. You're going to put it on the outside. If you need to, you can hug here. That's okay too. Put it on the outside. Then you're going to rotate around and look behind you here. Getting rotation of the spine. Also a little stretch out of the left glute. Good. Slowly release that. You're going to switch sides. Left leg is in front. Right foot comes to the outside of the left knee. Again, if you need to keep that leg that's on the ground straight, that is okay. And from there, left elbow to the outside of the right knee, rotating at the spine, and then looking behind you. Good. Slowly come on out of that one. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead, roll onto our backs here. So we're going to come on back, lying down. A little bit closer for you. From here, we're going to take our right foot, place it onto our left knee. Okay, and then we're going to thread our hands through the legs, grabbing onto that left hamstring, and then pulling that left hamstring in towards you. Your butt may come off the ground, low back may come off the ground here. Getting a little bit of a stretch out of our right glute. Maybe even a little bit out of our left hamstring, as well as a low back rounding. Good. Slowly release that. Bring that leg back down to the ground. You're going to switch sides. So that left foot is now on top of the right knee. Your hands thread through as they grab onto the right hamstring, pulling that hamstring in close. Getting a stretch out of the left glute and a little bit of the right hamstring, as well as that low back. Three, two, one. Go ahead and release. Good. We're gonna get into my all-time least favorite stretch here. And for those that have been with me for a while, you know this is my least favorite stretch, but here we go. We're going into our frog pose, okay? So we're going nice and wide-kneed here, and then my feet and my legs are gonna be back behind me. Let me demo from the side if I need to. And then I'm thinking of drawing my heels down towards the ground while my toes are pointed out. And then I'm thinking of sitting my hips back, okay, to where you can, okay? This is gonna be a hard one for us that have tight hips. If you wanna come to your elbows, that's fine too. We're gonna hang out here for a couple minutes. That being 2 minutes total. It's gonna be the long one today. Good. As you inhale and as you exhale, sink a little bit deeper or push a little bit further back. Good. 30 more seconds here. Fifteen seconds. Three, two, one. Very, very slowly find your way out. You may need to kind of rock forward a little bit and slowly come up. Bring those knees back in. Good. From here, we're going to sit back on our butts. And this time we're going to go super wide leg as far as we can here. And if you need to, you can grab a pillow, a foam block or something here. We're going to be coming forward, okay? So if you find touching the ground just in front of you is too difficult, have something there that you can kind of hold on to. Otherwise, we're going to reach out in front of us. Take a nice stretch here of our hamstrings. You can come down to your elbows. If not, that's totally okay. Guys, ever so slowly walk your hands back in, undoing every last vertebrae to the top of the neck. Good. And then the best part, as labeled by our social media today, and voted by many of you, best part of the class, the rebound. So we're going to come on down, and this is just to soak in all the stretching and the activation that you just done. You're just going to lie back, nice and relaxed on the floor. Feet can flop out to the sides. Hands turned, palms are turned up towards the ceiling, just relaxed and curled. And each of your muscles relax into the ground here. From your feet, through your legs, through your butt and back, through your arms and hands. Thinking of your head just sinking deeper and deeper into the ground. Relax that chin, jaw, cheeks, and your eyes. Just take in the sounds that are around you, that silence, it's your children, anything, just take in the sounds and appreciate them for what they are. Pay attention to your breathing, making sure you have a nice large inhale, followed by a nice long exhale. While you're lying here, think of one thing that you're grateful for that happened in the week, today, something that you were truly happy that happened. Ever so slowly, you're going to bring that wiggle and twinkle back to the fingers and toes, nice and gentle. Slowly bringing that twinkle, wiggle to the wrists, the ankles, slowly moving up through your limbs, your arms, your legs. When you're ready, you're going to bring your knees in towards your chest, give them a nice big hug with both hands. Then you're going to make nice light circles, massaging your internal organs, letting the kidneys roll on the ground underneath you, up your intestine, your stomach, liver, everything that's inside you, all those vital organs need their kind of movement as well. When you're ready, you can find your way back up. And we will call it a session there, friends. And of course, as always, feel free to come off mute, hang out for a little bit. Fortunately, I don't have the longest right now. I've got a meeting right after this, but we can hang out for a couple of minutes here. Hopefully
Thanks,
that's
Jordan.
good for you guys. No
That's
problem, guys. So yeah, those
Thank
kind of
you.
shoulder activations really good for posture stuff right now. They are very simple exercises, but they're all the boring stuff that all of us tend to kind of put off. They're like physio exercises. Whenever physio gives us things to do, we're always like, yeah, we'll get to it. We never get to it. But yeah, try and do those ones every so often if you can. They'll definitely help with your posture, kind of holding those shoulders back. There's something that if you want to, I highly suggest if you notice your kids have certain postural issues, could be something that you do with them. They're probably wondering what you're doing with all these bands all the time, so maybe something that you can do with them. Who knows? I don't have children. I work with children a ton, but I don't have children, so it's a little bit different when you work with them versus you guys obviously having children. So, all right, my friends, you guys have yourselves a wonderful evening and weekend. I will see you guys all on Monday for our full stretching class. And then, like I said, on Thursdays, we'll reserve for some kind of more mobility, flexibility, or stability related things. All right.
Thanks,
Have yourselves a
Jordan.
wonderful weekend.
Thanks, Jordan.
Jordan.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Nice to see
Bye.
everyone.